What is the best loophole on an exam that you've ever witnessed? The most brilliant exam loophole I ever witnessed was when my classmate Marcus took our organic chemistry final worth 40% of our grade and managed to score 127% without answering a single actual chemistry question correctly. Professor Williams had made one fatal error in his exam instructions. He wrote, "Answer all questions to the best of your ability. Partial credit will be given for showing your work and explaining your reasoning." Marcus took that literally and turned the exam into a creative writing masterpiece that technically followed every single rule. Professor Williams was notorious for impossible exams. The class average on his midterm had been 31%. He took pride in failing students, saying it built character. He'd specifically stated that the final would be even harder and that no curve would be applied. What he didn't know was that Marcus, a dual major in chemistry and pre-law, had been recording every lecture and reading the university's exam policies obsessively. The exam had 50 questions. For each one, Marcus wrote a detailed explanation of why he couldn't answer it properly, but in doing so, demonstrated extensive knowledge. For example, question 1 asked about reaction mechanisms. Marcus wrote, "I cannot provide the mechanism because my ability to visualize three-dimensional molecular structures is impaired by the two-dimensional limitation of paper. However, if I could, I would show." And then wrote 3 pages about the theory behind the mechanism without actually drawing it. For calculation problems, Marcus wrote things like, "Mathematics is a human construct that imperfectly represents natural phenomena. While I could provide numbers, they would be arbitrary without proper context. Instead, let me explain the concept this calculation is meant to demonstrate." He'd then write paragraphs about the underlying principles, cite specific lectures where Williams had discussed them, and reference textbook pages. The genius part was the extra credit section. Williams had included 5 bonus questions worth 2 points each, stating, "Attempt these only if you've completed all required questions." The instructions didn't say you had to complete them correctly, just complete them. Marcus had technically completed all 50 questions by explaining why he couldn't answer them, so he attempted the bonus questions. But here's where it got legendary. The bonus questions were supposedly impossible problems from graduate-level chemistry. Marcus didn't solve them either. Instead, he wrote, "These questions appear to be from Williams, J. et al. Advanced Organic Synthesis, 3rd edition, pages 234, 367, 401, 489, and 511 respectively, as per University Policy Section 4.3. 2. Exam questions must be original or properly cited. These are neither." He was right. Williams had lazily copied bonus questions from his own graduate textbook without attribution, technically making it academic plagiarism by the university's own standards. When Williams graded the exam, he initially gave Marcus a 0. Marcus immediately filed an appeal with the department, arguing that he had followed all instructions to the letter. He had answered all questions to the best of his ability. His ability just didn't include solving them traditionally. He had shown his work, pages of it. He had explained his reasoning, exhaustively. The department chair reviewed the exam and realized Marcus had found something else. Williams had made mathematical errors in his own answer key. 3 of the correct answers were actually wrong. Marcus had pointed this out in his lengthy explanations, writing things like, "If I were to solve this incorrectly," as the expected answer seems to suggest. The real kicker came when Marcus revealed that the university's exam policy stated that if an exam contained more than 10% errors in the answer key, students could request a full regrade or retake. With 3 wrong answers out of 50 questions, Williams' exam barely missed this threshold, but the plagiarized bonus questions pushed it over. The department was in a bind. Marcus had technically followed every rule while exposing multiple policy violations by Williams. They couldn't fail him without admitting their professor had plagiarized and made errors. They couldn't pass him without acknowledging that their exam system was fundamentally flawed. The compromise was brilliant and bizarre. They gave Marcus full credit for demonstrating comprehensive understanding of course material through alternative assessment methods. Then they added the extra credit points. Then they added a 15% bonus for identifying errors in assessment materials. Marcus ended up with 127% on the final, giving him an A in a class where the next highest grade was a C-. Williams was forced to retire early. The university rewrote its entire exam policy to close the loopholes Marcus had found. They now specifically state that students must attempt to solve problems as intended, not just explain why they can't. Marcus went to law school and specialized in contract law. He sends Professor Williams a Christmas card every year with a chemistry pun and his current salary listed at the bottom. Last year said, "Thanks for teaching me that sometimes the best reaction is no reaction at all. Current yield, $400,000 annually."